right, my friends, so hopefully you are working on your weaving and you've gotten most of it done. Now my little tails, when I changed colors, if I had a little tail, I kind of held it with this one end and looped it around. It kind of tucked them in. If you have it like that, that's okay too. It's going to get tied in eventually, but this is just another way to take that little tail and I hold it down and I tuck it in as I go. So when the yarn wraps around the warp string, that little weft tail is going to get tucked in, and I just kind of go slow to make sure that it's staying right in there. So there's another way for you to, if you can't tie it, there's another way there to get rid of the loose edges on it, okay? So I'm going to do a couple of rows here. What I'm going to show you how to do is to take it off of your loom. Because the loom is really cool, but you don't want to leave it like that. We want to be able to take it off, and then you can do something else with it, okay? And then reuse the loom for something else, okay? So after this project, I'm going to give you some other ideas and different patterns to use for weaving, different little projects you can do using things that you have around the house or outside, maybe some sticks, stuff like that, how to set up a loom using something other than cardboard. And just see what you can do. It's fun. Weaving is fun. It's kind of calming. Okay, now see how that's kind of tucking in there. And I'm losing it, losing that big tail that's hanging out. That'll keep me from unraveling too. Pardon, my fingers are all over the place. Remember, I'm pushing that knot through and I'm just doing an over, under, over, under, over, under pattern, right? Oop. See how that curled up right there? I'm going to just loosen it, tuck it back in. All right, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to do one more, I think, and then I'll stop and show you how to take them off of the loom. In order to take them off of the loom, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to have to be able to tie. So, at 3rd and 4th grade, you should be able to tie a knot. Oop, I got one more. We'll get rid of this tail too. If you don't know how to tie a knot, I expect you to try before you go asking for help, because that's a pretty necessary skill to have, is tying knots and things. And we're not going to do bows, we're going to do knots. All right, so I'm going to leave that hang too. All right, so with your scissors on the back side, I'm going to clip this string right here. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to cut this one, and I'm going to take the tape off of this one. Okay, so now I have these two strings right here. Turn it over. I'm going to tie them together. So I'm going to cross them to make that little loop. I can take the bottom tail, stick it up and over into the hole, out the back side. Like you do the first knot on your shoes, and I'm going to pull it and tighten it. I'm going to do it again. Look, I'm going to cross them, make a little hole, take this one on the bottom, bring it up, and then I'm going to tuck it down into the hole like that and pull. Ta-da! Okay? I'm going to do that on this end too. Now look, excuse me. Now look, I need to cut one more right in the middle so you have plenty of string. Pull these out and see where I'm tying it. I'm going to tie it, that end piece, right into it, so it's good. Make the loop, tuck it through, pull. Now if I pull too tight, look what's going to happen. Oh, it's shrinking way up there. You're like, wow! That might be kind of cool if you would like to change the shape of your weaving. That's one way to do it. Now I need to loosen that back up a little bit. There's my knot. I only tied it once, and that's good, so I can loosen it back up again. That was too tight. There we go. kind of pull at it a little. I can loosen it back up. But I don't want to see those warp strings, so I'm just going to loosen it a little. Bring it back down, keep my shape. Ha-ha! That's made a little mess. That's okay. I can handle it. Okay, here we go. There we go, there we go. All right, there it is. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to tighten it, but not so much that I change the shape. If you want to change the shape, well, that's one way to do it, right? Yes. I'm going to put my second loop in there and knot it. There. That's good. Now, same thing. Let's flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. I've got one here. I'm going to cut one here. Flip it. And what I'm making is a little bit of fringe on the ends. Don't cut those. The fringe is good. The fringe is good. Remember, loops. I take the bottom tail up and around, tuck it in, and pull. Do that twice. Don't do just one, because one knot will come undone. You need to do it twice. And what I do is I take the top one. You can do it either way. But out of habit, I take the top one and put it down and around and up. So either way you do it, it's going to work. Cut another one. See, I'm cutting it in the middle. Don't cut it way up here. You need those strings so you can tie them. That's why we wrapped it around the board. Now, the ones we're doing in school, we are wrapping a little bit different. So, I think. Are we? Are we not? So I could do more if I wanted to do, if I wanted to tie it more, I can. Okay. I'm going to trim this a little bit, but not a lot. Get that off there. Let's try it again. Next one. Yes. Tie them, put it in a loop, flip it around. And see how this is removing it from the board. And I am I can reuse this board if I want. I don't have to throw it away. Uh-oh, there's one here and an extra one up here. Well, hang on, I'll show you what to do. I'll show you, hang on. Mine has an extra one. If yours does not, that's pretty good. Mine has an extra one. So if we have an extra one, this is what we do. Pull it up, take one of these, the one right next to it, and tie it. And do the same thing over here. I have one. Tie these two together. One. And two. There we go. And it's all done. Look, little fringy things hang down. I've got this piece up here. I can tie it off. Boink. Cut it off. I can tie it off. Do whatever I want to do with it. All right. Leave these hang. They're lovely. And there you go. Your weaving is off the loom. You are ready to use that one again. Yay! All right. Have a great week. I'm going to have you do another weaving next week. I'm going to show you how different ways to do it in case you're really interested in making different kinds of patterns. Ta-da! All right. Love you guys. Bye.